My first inclination that I might want to be a judge was probably gained with my very first job out of law school. My first position, I worked for nearly 2.5 years as a law clerk or research assistant for the Tennessee Court of Criminal Appeals. I worked for one particular judge, and I got to spend a great deal of one-on-one time with that judge, and I became a big admirer of the role of a judge in our system and how the judge is there to seek justice and not necessarily act as an adversary for one side or the other. And then I went about spending 25 years getting ready, learning the law, preparing myself for the position, and then felt like when I was ready that this could be my public service to give back to the community. And that's why I sought the position in the first place and why I continue to seek that position. Well, I practiced law for 25 years before I became a judge, and I guess if I had to choose the highlights of that career would be my appearance before the United States Supreme Court in Washington, D.C. in the case of Rogers versus Tennessee. And just below that, my 35 appearances in the Tennessee Supreme Court. Those were opportunities for me to affect the law in cases that not only mattered as to my client, but affected the law in one instance in the nation, and in the other 35 instances by the whole state. It takes a thorough knowledge of the law, not just from an academic standpoint, but as it applies in real-world experiences, as applied in the practice of law. And to know that, you have to have experience, and a great deal of experience as a practicing lawyer and as a judge in order to understand how the law applies to various situations. But above that, you need a commitment to fairness and impartiality, and last of all, you need a good judicial temperament.
Thank you.
The public, I'm asking for their vote for 3 reasons. Number one, I have greater experience than my opponent. For one thing, I've been a criminal court judge for 10 years. I practiced law for 25 years before that, and I've appeared in every court in this nation that a Tennessee practitioner would appear in. I presided over more than 200 jury trials. I've appeared 240 times in the Tennessee Court of Criminal Appeals, 35 times in the Tennessee Supreme Court, and once in the United States Supreme Court. As a judge, I presided over more than 200 jury trials, more than 25 first-degree murder trials, and none of my trials have been reversed for improper conduct by the judge. I have greater experience. My opponent has been a licensed lawyer for 6.5 years, and according to the public records of my court, the criminal court, she's never been attorney of record on any jury trial here in Shelby County. She brags that she's assisted 3 other attorneys in 3 cases, and that is the extent of her criminal trial experience. She has no appearances in any appellate court, and I believe that I have the greater experience for handling the position. The second reason is that I've proven to be a good judge. In the most recent 2014 bar poll, the lawyers here in Shelby County overwhelmingly believe that I am the best qualified for this position. I received 72.4% of the votes versus 6% of the votes for my opponent. And more importantly, in the 2 previous judicial evaluations conducted by the Bar Association, I was ranked the highest rated judge in Shelby County of all 84 state, federal, and county judges here in Shelby County. And if you look at the details of those detailed surveys, in the category of fairness and impartiality and courtesy and respect to all, I was also the highest rated judge here in Shelby County. So I've proven to be a good judge. And last, I think I should be elected because I've dedicated 35 years to giving back to my community and to the legal profession. I've done that in many ways. To the legal profession, I've taught criminal procedure at the law school for the last 15 years. I've literally taught a generation of young lawyers what they need to know to perform in criminal court. I've written a book, Tennessee Criminal Trial Practice, that you can find in almost every law library in the state. You can find it in almost every law office in the state and on every criminal court judge's bench in this state. For the community, I've served on many boards. I'm most proud of my 10 years of service on the Community Legal Center Board, which provides civil legal services to those who cannot afford them, and to my 2 years as the board president of that organization. As far as bar associations, I've served as the president of the Tennessee Association of Criminal Defense Lawyers. I've been the chair of the Criminal Justice section of the Tennessee Bar Association. I've given back to the bar, I've given back to the students, I've given back to the community. And it's because of those 35 years of dedication to the public and to the legal profession that I'm asking for their vote.